Will these nasty tariffs impact our housing market? I think the answer is always going to be it depends, because real estate isn't an entire market. It's micro markets everywhere. And it really depends on where you live. In Santa Clara County, Silicon Valley, the Bay Area, the San Francisco Bay Area, I don't think we're going to see that big of a problem. We always have people wanting to move here. Will it stall it a little bit? Probably, maybe, but I don't think it'll be a long-term effect. What happens in different micro areas, let's say St. Louis or Austin or Florida or DC, all these different areas can be affected by a lot of different things. It really depends on the actual consumer sentiment is, or the CPI, right? These articles I'm going to show you are fairly biased to the left. I don't get into politics, but I do like to bring up ideas, so maybe we can have a conversation about it. If you do have an idea or a thought, please do comment, because I'm not 100% right 100% of the time. I'm right most of the time. But when it comes to selling houses, I'm right. This article goes into what a tariff is and an ideology of what the housing market is and the construction costs and material price. We do import lumber, drywall, materials, appliances, and all sorts of different things that go into a house. If it does affect anything, it probably would affect the new housing market versus the old housing market. But anyway, you're right to do whatever you want. I don't care. Doesn't impact me. Impact on home prices. Demand could lower if consumer sentiment lowers any further and it becomes a downward trend. If we see numbers go down drastically because of these tariffs, then yeah, it would hurt everything. It would hurt the entire economy, including new car sales and electronics and you name it. Anything that's imported is going to be affected. It goes down to market demand and supplies. And we're going to talk about supplies, and what we've seen so far is the 12 counties that we talk about every Monday. Economic uncertainty and consumer confidence. This is where it really impacts, right? We don't know if we're going to go into an economic crash. We don't know what's going on, but I have slides. I just don't have them with me, unfortunately. I'll bring them up tomorrow. When the market crashes, home prices tend to go higher because people will take the money out of the stock market and put it into real estate, whether it's real estate investment trusts, or they buy homes, commercial property, or land. Land is a great place to hold your money if you feel like the market's going to crash. And we can talk about that a little bit more. Will it affect sales today? Yeah, we're seeing it take a little bit longer for us to sell houses, but I think that has more to do with the price of money, not the economy. Our rates are still at 7%. It's very hard to buy a house. And when rates go higher, less people can afford to buy homes. That's just where it is. Again, regional variations. Guys, understand what's going on in your micro market. We're talking all the way down to Almaden or Blossom Valley or Cupertino, which we're going to go into. Understand what's going out there. Like I can tell you, Willow Glen's not hurting, right? People are still buying $5 million houses out there. I wouldn't worry too much about it. So mitigate, again, that's going into it. These are very left-leaning, which I don't argue it. I don't think it's wrong or right. I just want to report it because this is for you to chew on and come up with your own decision. Consumer sentiment plummeted 10%, 11% in April, and now has fallen for 4 consecutive months. The university widely followed index, which gauges consumer attitudes on various economic issues, measured 50.8, down from 57 in March. Consumer confidence tends to be dwindling right now. Over the last 20 years, we've seen massive amounts of inflation and people are just not being able to afford to live, period. It's probably because of inflation. It's probably because things are in a massive turn of what's going on since COVID, and we're doing the best we can. So there you are. I'll leave it at that. I want your comments. Send in comments on that. Cupertino House of the Week. This is Linda Vista Drive. I used to live right down the street from this when I was a kid, and it's fun to look at Cupertino. This is $3.388 million, 5-bedroom, 2-bath, 2,000 square feet, built in 1965. It's right by McClellan Ranch, Monte Vista High School. Kennedy Junior High is right here. So if you want to go up the hill, down the hill, and up the hill again, that's where it is. It's a nice house. They put the shiny doors on the kitchen cabinets. Not a big fan of the foil. I like that. That's nice looking. But here's the thing. The new trend is not tubs. It's big, huge walk-in showers. I probably would have gotten rid of the tub and made it a huge walk-in shower. Yeah, see, there's a walk-in shower right there. But then included in it is this bathtub. So you can get that whole area steamy if you want. So there you go. That's nice. And thank you for putting a floor plan on this. I can't tell you how many times I look at houses. This office right here is actually the 5th bedroom. This is your primary, which goes into a hall closet, right? Because your bathroom is right here. That's just a really weird layout. Yeah, it's a guest bath, but all the kids or guests would have to go into here. Not my thing, but there you go. Cupertino House of the Week. Willow Glen House of the Week. Lincoln Ave, one of the busiest streets in San Jose. Not my listing. $3 million, 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath, 2,900 square feet, built in 1925. This thing's 100 years old. Let's take a look at it. I think this has been rebuilt a couple times and remodeled, obviously, but that looks nice. Like all the can lighting. And you have a nice playroom, family room right here. Whew, I don't know about 3 bunk beds. That reminds me of my time in the Marines, being on board ship. I don't like that bathtub right there. That looks really just tight to me. Yeah, okay, it's nice. Maybe it's a basement. Yay, that's great. Man, you can tell when, I feel like that's like a fish islands right there, because I know that's straight. Why does it feel so crowded? Oh, that's your neighbor. Yeah, I'd be putting tons of trees over here so I wouldn't have to look at my neighbor. That's a nice pool. I like all the cobble, low maintenance. Not too bad. All right, luxury home of the week is an Atherton, Stockton Ave. Only $21 million this time. I wanted to bring it to you because I thought it was new looking. And when I looked at this picture, I smelled musty old house. So let's take a look inside. It'll be a surprise to both of us. 6 bedrooms, 7 full bath, 11,000 square feet, built in 2016. And this is where it is in case you want to go drive by it. Let's take a look at the inside. See, this is nice. I like the woodwork up here. That looks really nice. Oh, this is beautiful. I feel like we've seen this one before. But to me, the inside doesn't look like it smells musty and old because it's been completely redone. But you look at the front picture here and you see the paneling and the woodwork and all that. It seems old. I would probably spent the time to put a different finish on that. That's it. Santa Clara County is $2 million median sales price, and San Mateo is only 1.996. So congratulations, Santa Clara County, for being the most expensive place to live in the Bay Area. And let's get into our 12 Bay Area report. I've been showing you average numbers, not the median sales price, because the median sales price is misleading. I think the average sales price tells you a better number, because if you look at it, San Mateo still has the $2.6 million. Santa Clara County has been going more and more expensive. I think since December, we were at 2.15, 2.2. So things are just chunking up there. And I wouldn't be surprised if Santa Clara takes over San Mateo in the next couple months. Why am I talking like we're in a race and a deadhead seat? Because, guys, I'm telling you, it does matter where you live. If you're in Santa Clara County or the Bay Area, homes tend to sell for more. Unless you're in Napa, where it's 95 cents on the dollar, or Monterey, where it's 96 cents on the dollar. I should actually, instead of plus and minus, I should just do the annual average. San Francisco, people are racing back to San Francisco. A year ago, people didn't want anything to do with San Francisco. So now I guess it's cleaning itself up. And Solano and Sonoma, people want to move there, right? So Santa Clara County, people are willing to pay 8% over list price on average. And it's not because we're listing it at what we think it should sell and then it gets more. We list it a little bit lower and then it sells. That's how that works. We also have more listings in contract than any other county. Santa Clara is a high volume county. It always has been and always will be. So far, this last week, we put 181 new listings up and we're at 1,800 new listings. Of that, 2,100 have sold so far. So what's going on? It's because some sold from last year. This week, we put 141 houses into contract. That's a lot compared to, 85 for San Mateo or Alameda.